I absolutely hate when my 3D printers are just sitting there, not humming away, just collecting dust. And it's very rare that they do, but on certain occasions when I'm in between projects, I do want to kind of peruse the modeling spaces that are out there and send something cool, whether it's something functional for my house or something's decoration for holidays. I want to go through it. I want to share with you the sites that I go to, the paid and the free models. Yeah, because you know what? An idle printer is a dead printer. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog series where I'm just going to sit here and ramble for a little bit and yeah, just kind of get into the 3D printing world and life and how it just how we're all involved in it. Thank you very much for checking the video out and all the past videos and the builds. I'm having a blast doing them, and I have so many more projects that are in the works. Just cool, you know, epic builds, small builds, just some experimental things that I'm doing. So if you haven't, like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. So yeah, I touched on where I find files, right? Where I kind of cruise the internet and I find cool files to print. I am heavily involved in the Bambu Lab ecosystem. As you've known, if you've seen the videos and everything, I have multiple Bambu Lab printers now. I pull off models from their MakerWorld. I'm just very, very enthralled with that ecosystem again, and I couldn't be happier with it. And just real fast, so Bambu Lab has its own models where people upload, they create models, and they have their own profiles associated with it. So you could basically download the model that you want and just send to the printer with the profiles that the people put up, the users, right? Are the creators. They just put up there, and you just kind of maybe make some adjustments if you want. But it's wonderful. It's awesome. It's my go-to right now, just to pull off something cool and have it printing. You know, yeah. So if you're involved in that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But my number one source right now is the Bambu Lab Makerspace. And I'm getting into that whole maker world that they're doing, like this light box right here. Something where projects that you can do from the ground up, and it's like AI generated, you know, desktop organizations stuff, cookie cutters, puzzles, light boxes, etc. So it's really cool to get involved in that. But if you're not involved into like Bambu stuff, right? It's still a great site. The MakerWorld is such a great site for inspiration. You could find most models that are on Bambu MakerWorld, right, on other sites, and we'll talk about that in a second. If not all on Bambu is free, you know, you're free to download and everything. You can, you know, boost things. So if you are a modeler and you want to just, you know, kind of like make models and put them out there and get paid for those, all these sites have something available for that. I do want to say one thing before I move on. You know, I just explained the Bambu Lab stuff, but all the stuff that I am on the free sites, the ones that you could pull off, I recommend that everybody who uploads, or if you're seeing a model that you like and you see the uploads, if you're just seeing a digital render of it or just the 3D model part of it, not a printed, kind of be a little bit leery on that. I'm not saying that it's gonna, you know, mess up your machine or anything. Sometimes when they just upload the 3D rendering, it's not a tried and true model. So I always have a habit of looking for models that have pictures on there that people have printed, so I know it works. Okay, and then you could, you know, kind of troubleshoot it on your own on that aspect. But it's just a tried and true method. Find something that's already been printed physically, and then you can, you know it works. A lot of sites have just digital renders, which is good too, but you know, just kind of a food for thought. All right, this site is still around from when I started, way back then, 15 years ago when I started 3D printing. The talk of the town was Thingiverse. Now, Thingiverse back in the day was I want to say it was one of the main sources, if not the only sources, for models to download and print, right? I've had a lot of success and a lot of failed prints off that site. You know, again, like I just stated, you know, look for models that you see that they're printed. Today's Thingiverse, there's still great models on there, and I think a lot of models that that you see on one site. They kind of these creators kind of put it everywhere. But Thingiverse, you have to navigate a bunch of ads nowadays. You have to navigate a bunch of kind of fluff that's out there. But there are still gems on Thingiverse, and again, free models. So yes, Thingiverse is an old website, and yes, it's kind of getting inundated with ads and just stuff that you have to like. It makes it harder for it to find something, but it's still a viable website. Now, I believe Thangs kind of took over that whole Thingiverse go-to site, where it was kind of like it's the same idea, where Thangs is still a free site that you could pull off models, and it's gotten very popular. And so is Printables. Printables is a very, very, very good site. It's sourced really well. It's not a lot of like hoops and hills and valleys to go through. I don't know if I'm saying that phrase right, but you don't have to go through a lot of hoops to find models that you want. You could type it in the search, and you have a pull down of some really, really good models that are out there. Highly recommend Printables. Printables is awesome again. And again, you guys, this is all for like stuff that you want to find inspiration for too. It's there. So if you want to say, okay, you know what? I wonder if this model is available already done, and maybe you want to create a better version of it, you can go on there and you could probably find it. The free sites always have some kind of tip or boosting or something like that to get the creators a little bit of a credit, and again, you could tip them. I think Thingiverse has that. I'm sure Thangs has it. I'm not sure if Printables has like a something where you can monetize the models on there, but it's just recommended that if you do find a file that you like, leave a comment and say, hey, this worked. Post a picture of the model that you printed on there too, so other 3D other users could go on there and be like, all right, cool, tried and true. They printed it and it's all good. So yeah, Printables, very good site, very good source of models, like good quality models. Thingiverse is still a thing. It's still a good site. Thangs is taken off. You still have other things out there. I forgot. There's a couple that are just hit and miss, but I'm kind of giving you guys the big ones to go out there and look. But yeah, so let's get into the paid sites. So one big difference between paid sites that offer models and the ones that are free, in my opinion, in my experience, the paid sites, the ones that you pay for the download, offer such a different experience and such a level of quality because you are paying for it. And so kind of think of geez, how do I put this? Try to think of premium models that you could pull down, and they're not going to be just a one print and kind of like send and print in one piece. Most of these models that are on the paid sites are going to be like actual model kits. They're going to have multiple parts. If they come in multiple colors, you're gonna find like really high detailed and really high quality as far as assembly wise. You're gonna find those on the paid sites. And again, that's my opinion and my experience. That's where I kind of separate. If I want to get into something really, really detailed, I will search the paid sites. And I'm just gonna throw out there as honorable mention before I get into the major ones. I go Etsy is a good site to go on to and find good models, and so is Patreon and Kickstarter. Right, you can scour those sites and find subscription base creators out there that you just pay whatever they want, and you can download models every month. Sometimes they have a good license that if you're a reseller and you want to resell their models, go for that. So Patreon, Etsy is a great source for that also. So I'm going to start with GameBody. GameBody, to me right now, is a source of paid models ranging anywhere from $10 to $100. And you can type in anything from Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, whatever you have, and they have a big category. Everything comes in a package deal on this site. You don't just get the model, you get the the FDM files. You can get the for resin, you can get SLA files. You get the entire assembly package, and dimensions and everything. What the great thing about GameBody is like if you're, especially if you're printing for like models and props, like movie props and stuff, like I do, you can scale up these models, and they tell you here's the scale it is. You can scale up. Scaling down is a whole problem, and again, they let you know about that. But it's just a great site that I've been finding some epic models. And I appreciate so much all the parts and pieces that you have to print, and they snap together, and it's so far it's been perfect. I love it, absolutely love it. Another site that I love to go to, and especially on the droid builds. Here's my pit droid right here, and of course, guys, I am doing the 8D8 Star Wars droid. Is Droid Division. Droid Division is another paid site that they offer life-size builds of not just Star Wars, but it's mostly droids from movie IPs. Okay, but Star Wars is kind of like heavy on that list. So another great site so far that they give you the package deal, they give you the files, they give you the instructions, the PDFs, all that stuff, and not bad prices. You're ranging anywhere again from like $15 to $30, $40 or whatever. In my opinion, it's worth it, especially if you're going to get into these epic builds, and it's so Droid Division is great. Yeah, so can't go wrong with Droid Division. Another one is MyMiniFactory. MyMiniFactory, you can go on there. They have so many users, files, and whatnot. And I use, if I'm doing resin printing, which I haven't gotten into this channel, but I do have resin printers, and I promise you that will come. But MyMiniFactory does, in so far that I've found, specialize in like highly detailed, almost like Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, and just nuts, just balls out files that you can find. And yeah, and MyMiniFactory is used a lot for other people, like on Patreon or a Kickstarter that uploads to, and then you can download from there, with a free account. Another one is Cults3D. Cults3D is where I found Volve, where it is right there, the castle right there, Dracula's castle. I found those files on there. It's another site that people upload, and you can pay for the models on there. Cults3D is great. Again, search features. I use it all the time if I'm searching for, like, say, Darth Vader's lightsaber, and it just comes up big time. You can find that on almost all the sites, and you just kind of pick and choose on the level of detail and the amount of printing that you want to actually get involved in. So that would be the best advice, I guess, would be how much time and energy do you want to put into a build that you are searching for, unless it's something catches your eye. Something catches your eye, you tend to just kind of go all in. If it's something I really wanted, like a prop replica, I would go to the paid sites. Something as a statue, a highly detailed statue, I would go to the paid sites. If it was something for holiday decorations, if it's something household, related, if it's like, bag chips or whatever, I would go to the free sites, Not saying that you can get higher qualities and other, smaller prints on vice versa, but that's kind of how I juggle it. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, that's my go-to, list of sites that I go to on a regular basis, depending on what my needs are, depending if my printers are idle. But honestly, let me know if I've missed something. Let me know if there's some gems out there that I've missed. I'd love to explore. I want to see more what's out there. I want to print everything. That's my goal. Yeah. So if there's any thing that you guys want to comment on, or maybe you just want to tell me, hey, look, these sites are maybe I'm obsolete on where I go to, and maybe I can find some new ones. Let me know in the comment section. I'm always in there. I love interacting with you guys. It's been a blast so far. So yeah, thank you for indulging me on this vlog series where I kind of like I just trying to put my thoughts out there. It does help me. It helps me personally in my 3D printing journey also, to kind of like rediscuss things that that I might forget about. There's some sites like oh yeah, there's that site. So it does help. Anyway, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Until the next one, guys, I will talk to you later.